Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Heart Kill, where I go over my runs that I've recorded, what I did right, what I did wrong, and overall just doing some commentary on a run of this beautiful game. This run, I would say I put quite a bit of thought into. Not to say I never misplayed or anything, but the overall, ideas that I had were, I think, quite good and what got me over the finish line in some fights. So an unfortunate jawworm fight here. Take 5 already. Draw all defends on the turn he's buffing. Can't do damage there. Take another 7. Also forgot to mention, if you've happened to have seen any of my previous runs, you'll notice it didn't have the in-game music, and now I do. So from now on, I will have full game sound, and who doesn't love that? Take a dash as my first card. Dash is really good as your first pick. It blocks and it does damage. It's amazing. Take 1. Even with dash in my deck, I'm taking 1 against Cultist. Cultist, no joke. Take the Blade Dance. And so in this act there's only one 3 elite path, and it was the path I'm taking here on the left. A bit spooky. So I take the 100 gold and I hope that this first shop is good enough. I go Fumes card remove, stab. And yeah, stab's not amazing or anything, but it's damage to get you through. Spin the wheel, get a card removed. I would say 3rd best after full heal, and actually full heal is not that good at 46, but feels good to get out of Act 1 as silent. And of course Relic, probably the best option. But as long as it's not Curse, it's like, whatever. You're happy to make it out of there. Got the Lice here. Pretty easy fight. We're offered Gamble versus Piercing Whale. A bit early for the Gamble. No sneaky strikes or anything yet. And we go into Sentries. I Piercing Whale to get rid of the artifacts. Seems better than blocking for 2 or dealing 6. And then a great hand. I get to neutralize one of the ones that are attacking me and dash. And then I have the option to either block for 4 with defend or to play Blade Dance. And of course, you really want to kill one of the outer ones as quickly as possible. So definitely Blade Dancing there. And unfortunately, I'm going to reshuffle here with 3 defends in my hand. So not going to be redrawing my defense anytime soon. So that's rough. That's rough for sure. So even though this fight was going pretty well, having this whole draw pile of days and no defense is a bit unfortunate. Probably take 20 more. And this is rough. If I just drew another attack, you'd kill the left one there. So overall, I mean, I made it through the Sentries fight. I took like 25 damage. Happens. And I'm offered After Image. It's not amazing quite yet, but I do have at least a Blade Dance for it. And it's still like good enough. Take, of course. Upgrade something here. Maybe Blade Dance, maybe Fumes. Can't remember. Oh, I just rest. Very good. I'm going into an event here, which could be hard fights like this, or it could be, you know, the event that costs 20 life, or scrap ooze, or something like that, so definitely want to have some life going into this. And this fight is actually spooky. They got the very good lineup here. I consider Artifact Potion for the fat gremlin, but decide against it here. And yeah, need to kill the one in the back by turn 3. So, Piercing Wail. Strike the wizard. So I can kill it this turn. Block. After Image doing some good work here. It's basically like Metallicized, which actually, you know, decent. And unfortunately, Poison Stab 1 short because I'm weak. So I just double strike it, and then between defend and strike, defend obviously better here. It's just 1 fat gremlin left. So I made it through relatively unscathed, but boy was this not what I wanted to see from this question mark. Pretty bad cards here, but Deflect with the After Image. Pretty good. I've been putting respect on Deflect's name a lot more lately. Deflect has been doing me good. Half the break here because Fume's going to wake it up anyway. I'm just examining what I'm going to draw next turn. And this is a great fight, or a great deck for Lagavulin. Really, really great. Fumes is great. After Image is great because it doesn't get nerfed by Dex minus. And I have a dash, which is just so good. Getting 1 extra energy there from Happy Flower. And yeah, we're full blocking each turn. We're doing good damage. I think this was a 0 damage Lagavulin. So that's amazing. And I got a Pocketwatch, and this Pocketwatch was very, very nice all the way through Act 2. Take a Piercing Wail. Piercing Wail, the GOAT. Thinking about my upgrades, and Fumes is a great upgrade. And then we go left, thinking it could be Dead Adventure, and it is. However, it is the Lagavulin one, because it says Eviscerated and Chopped. In case you were unaware, you can know what elite you're going to get by the wording there. Scoured by Flames will be Sentries, and Gouged and Trampled will be Gremlin Knob. However, Lagavulin uniquely is much harder in this event because it doesn't start asleep, and in fact, it even debuffs you on turn 1, which is crazy. Not sure why it does that, to be honest. So the other 2 fights are completely the same, but this one you get debuffed on turn 1 always, and normally that makes Eviscerated and Chopped unclickable. But this deck is so good against Laga that I decide to click it, and it works out. So I'm playing only 3 cards a turn because I have Pocketwatch. And I do take 10 here. But that's, like, fine. 10 against Dead Adventure, Lagavulin, that's, like, unheard of, pretty much. So, yeah, normally that fight would just kill anybody who clicks it, pretty much. In almost all situations. But my deck is very good against the Laga. I'm very happy about that. I did unfortunately get the boot. But could have been any relic, right? And I play 3 cards, already full blocking, so no need to deflect, and I can keep Pocketwatch going. So Blade Dance became a billion times worse when I picked up Pocketwatch, but that's like fine, truly. I always have the option to play it, block for 4 and deal 12, because I have After Image. I find a Catalyst, and I upgrade it, of course. So this fight, I don't rest. I have the Ghost in a Jar just in case, but I really don't think I'll need it. And I simply put Fumes in play here, and I don't play Dash. Take 27 or 19 because I'm blocking for 8. Yeah, no need to Ghost in a Jar quite yet. It's totally fine. I have a Catalyst. This fight is going to be completely free with this Pocketwatch, allowing me to just defend each turn, and then draw 8 cards. Yeah, if you have a Pocketwatch, you really shouldn't worry. And I do break it here so I don't get debuffed. That does break the Pocketwatch this turn, but that's fine. Worst case scenario, again, I Ghost in a Jar, but likely won't have to. And then defend. Next turn I'm drawing a Dash for the 5x4. I might as well throw in the Catalyst. 36 is plenty. And I didn't even realize that I was going to break it there. So much damage. Past me and current me both did not realize it was going to break. Defend. And I probably have lethal here, to be honest, but just... I saw the line of full block, end turn. That's also wins with no damage. Just a line that I saw. Totally fine. And we're offered Adrenaline versus Tools. Take Adrenaline. Adrenaline pretty good. So Choker is interesting here, but not what I'm into. I pretty much never take Choker on Silent. Almost. And I have no discard for Kite yet, so I take the Pandas. Very interesting selection of cards here. 1,000 Cuts unupgraded. Bullet Time. A bit gross. So, not the greatest Pandas, but of course, probably still better than Strikes and Defense. Adding cards like Deflect, Dash, etc. also make clicking Pandas easier, because if you have no block cards other than defense and like footwork, and then you click Pandas, you might be left with no block, which is very spooky. Just another itty-bitty reason to consider cards like Deflect. And I see the only 3 elite path here is to go left and take Elite into Campfire into Elite into Spicy Elite. And, I'm thinking, am I strong enough to do that? Really depends on what store the store is. I have 278 gold. And there's a store immediately, pretty much, so... the other paths are just so... It's actually a very bad act. Like, either I'm making it through that super elite unscathed, or I'm having a very ugly act, basically. No late athletes or anything. So, pretty heavily reliant on the store I'm about to go to. We have Avocado here. I decide to just rip the Bullet Time so that I can full block. Die, just gets there. And then the boot actually doing 4 damage. Huge. And I can skewer over Poison Stab there to reserve the Pocketwatch charge. Even though it does 2 less damage, sort of. We got there. Not too bad. I think my potions are better than explosive potion. Although slavers like explosive pot. I do take deadly. Deadly for my catalyst. All I have is fumes at the moment. So there's a membership card. I click it, and I can still afford preserved insect. Just short of a card remove, but that's not as important after I have pandas. And there's well-laid plans and another catalyst. I am clicking the well-laid plans. Boy, is well-laid plans good. And again, spinning the wheel here and got a relic, so pretty good. Letter opener, not bad. And so yeah, going right. Question mark, elite. And play only 3 cards to Pocketwatch. At this point, I'm going to stop saying it. If I only play 3 cards, then I can play more. The reason why is I have Pocketwatch. And if I see any of you commenting on it, you're banned. So heavily considering against the Chosen here. Have to balance, playing skills versus the amount of days that they're shuffling into your deck. So definitely thinking here. That's order lull. Missed 1 block. Order lull. And so here I have the option to Distilled Chaos, which not only plays Piercing Well for me, but it also shuffles my deck so that I don't have to draw like 2 or 3 days next turn. And it puts my discard pile back in my deck. Very nice. So a little unfortunate that I had to use the potion, but I think it was definitely worth it. And then I have Bullet Time. Oh, it's just dead anyway. So yet to play Bullet Time still. Even with Pocketwatch. Leg Sweep is an excellent block card. All my defends are gone. And any 2-cost card alongside Pocketwatch is pretty nice, because if you're trying to play 3 or less cards per turn, then any high impact single card is a nice addition. And Preserve Insect, cooking. I could have just played Calculated Gamble here, but yeah. This was good. Unfortunately taking 3, 4, 5 damage. Choose a card to discard. I don't yet have whatchamacallit in play. Well-laid plans. And again, Gremlin Leader hitting me. Very unusual for it to attack so often. But this turn I drew Piercing Whale, so no big deal. And I just ripped the Catalyst to take 2, or actually, perhaps only 1. Yep. Could have full blocked there, lost a 50-50, but take 1 instead. And then this turn, Catalyst kills, so pretty harmless Gremlin Leader fight there. If you have Piercing Whales, boys, Gremlin Leader, not bad. And Poison. Cards are looking pretty bad to me, in this deck anyway. And a lot of upgrades. Well-laid plans is great. 1,000 cuts is useless until it's upgraded. And even then it's like, yeah, I'm playing. It's Pocketwatch and 1,000 cuts are definitely in contention with each other. Yeah, we found a tiny book of stabbing. Book of Stabbing is also a great role for me. I mean, I have Ghost in a Jar and Piercing Whales. So Slavers wouldn't have killed me, I don't think. Letter Opener as well. But yeah. Book of Stabbing with a Catalyst in my deck is very, very good sight. And I'm drawing because if I draw something better than my current hand, I have the option to retain it. Unfortunately, I'm taking damage here, unless I want a Piercing Whale and take only one. Yeah. Not worth when he's not multi-attacking. So this was wrong. I could have survived discarding Reflex first. I think I didn't realize I had the extra energy from Happy Flower. And then at this point, I'm still taking 9. I'm like, ugh. So then I just Piercing Whale, retain the Adrenaline. This turn was probably wrong, like overall. It's fine, but worth mentioning, of course. And then soon enough, Catalyst is coming. One. So not too bad yet again. Thank you, Preserved Insect, for making Elite Fight so easy. Another Piercing Whale. I take it. Molten Egg is a skip. So a bit late for it. And it is Slavers, so we do in fact see how the deck does against Slavers. This first fight, I think I played badly. I could have gone dash. If I'm going to use the potion here, I should have gone dash. What is it called? Liquid Memories? Dash, Liquid Memories, dash on the right one, and then skewer it. But instead I played 1,000 Cuts. And then now I'm comprehending what just happened. The right one's gonna live, and I'm gonna get hit for 3 damage. But it's fine. I mean, getting 1,000 Cuts in play is good against Slavers and all. It's just that turn, I don't think it was worth. But it worked out. Then Catalyst for 3, just to kill that, because it has regen and whatnot, and it's hitting for 13. That's the bigger reason. Piercing Whale, just to block, and then Pocketwatch draws me a billion cards. And Reflex drawing me extra cards as well. And that worked out. Bottled Flame. Generally speaking, I would say Bottled Flame is bad. Having a attack in your deck have innate is generally speaking bad. However, I have a Pocketwatch and a Dash Plus in my deck. And so it's kind of like a bad, what's it called? The defect card. Boot sequence. So, you know, you play your dash, you block for a bit, and then Pocketwatch goes off. So I'm okay with it. I don't know if it was correct to click on the Bottle Flame there, but I thought, you know, let's try it. Because it's so rare that clicking Bottle Flame is even, like, possible. As Silent. Ironclad gets to do the whirlwind thing sometimes. Escape plan and not drawing me a skill, sadly. I definitely whiffed on escape plan like way more than I feel like I should have this run. Although I did have a good amount of powers as well. Both cards on my draw pile would have full blocked. So mildly salty there. Just play the skewer. Piercing Whale also incredibly good against the snake plant. Didn't even need him. And I have a cultist pot. Was probably already beating champ with Catalyst, but that really seals the deal. And the boot, dealing 5 to the bird. Basically had the choice of either blade dancing the bird to kill it right now or keeping Pocketwatch and full blocking. I decided to do the latter. And here, usually if it was a weakened thing with 6x2 and I played Piercing Whale, it would not fully reduce the damage, but I'm vulnerable. So that's why the 6x2 went to 0x2, even though it's weak. Something I wasn't really processing until recently, despite having a bunch of hours. Squeeze in the bird kill. That's for 22 damage. Have you ever seen a bird hit that hard? Skewer kind of cooking, not gonna lie. Trash cards. And these guys can be a bit spooky. I did draw 1,000 cuts, but still unupgraded. And then, yeah, I realize I can't actually kill... Yes, I can. And I full block. Very nice. So that was like juicy, juicy turn right there. Didn't even have the Piercing Whale. Get to save it. The Piercing Whale, like sweep, Deadly Poison looks pretty good. I'll just rip it twice. Perhaps, yet again, I didn't realize I had Happy Flower energy there. Didn't matter though. And the second Ghost in the Jar would have been cool for the heart and all, but yeah, it's fine. Another Piercing Whale on offer. I think I do click it. But I considered skipping it. I already have 3 or whatever. So now I have 4 Piercing Whales. Possibly too many Piercing Whales. But whatever. So upgrading Deadly for my Catalyst. Off rip. hit for 18 damage. So, Champ, of course. Very, very unique fight. Jorbs once talked about sort of axes that your deck has to be good at fighting. And so, you know, some fights, like Giant Head, you need to, you know, it doesn't matter how good your early turns are, it matters like how much you're scaling basically, because you need to be able to do a lot of damage before he starts beating the shit out of you every turn. Whereas some fights you walk in and, you know, there's like 5 different enemies with a very small amount of health that are all hitting you for 10, and you have to be able to deal with that as well. And so your deck has to be able to deal with every single fight that the game throws at you, or else any of them could kill you. And Champ is a very unique axis where it's basically very Giant Head-esque. You have to be able to, you know, you have all the time in the world for basically as many turns as you want to set up. But then once you get him below half, he's going to kill you in like 2 turns. So you better be able to kill him before he kills you. So poison is a great way to do that if you have a catalyst. Then right when he's about to get over that halfway threshold, you just catalyst, boom. And it basically gets to deal its damage for 2 turns before he cleanses it. And hopefully that's enough. Additionally, Cultist Potion, of course, you can just gain strength for as many turns as you can survive before you split. And then get over the finish line with the ton of strength that you've accumulated. This particular champ is not fucking around though. Made me vulnerable and is hitting me each turn. I like how he's called the champ. Like it's not even, you know, the champion. And people call him the champ. It's actually just the champ. I love that. I think I discarded a block card. I consider playing Gamble just to deflect here, but that's silly. Take 3, it's fine. And I don't think it matters what I keep, really. And I'm realizing that Poison Sap doing a bit too much damage, perhaps. I might still rip it. I do. Yeah, definitely popping him soon. One more turn after this one. And so this turn, no matter what I do, this poison's going to tick, and then when it passes back to the champ, he will start cleansing all the debuffs. So it's time to rip it. Keep the Blade Dance to play with my much strength. Could bullet time. But it's dead. It's dead. And so yeah, even if your deck, you know, in a world where my deck didn't have Catalyst, you know, if your deck is not able to deal with that axis, the aforementioned champ axis, then you have to find some other solution. In this case, the Cultist Potion would have gotten there, probably. One of the few fights where Cultist Potion is like actually really good. Usually it's just a bit slow. Take Wraith Form because it's Wraith Form. And Wraith Form, you know, definitely solving quite a few fights for me in this run. I wouldn't say my deck is amazing. It's really slow. And I take this Runic Pyramid. In hindsight, it was, you know, you have 4 copies of Piercing Wail and a Wraith Form. It sounds like an obvious pick. But with Pocketwatch, Bullet Time, Gamble stuff, you know, I never, and I already have a Welly Plants Plus. There was a consideration to not take it here. And I forgot that I got the mod where I can now highlight paths for you guys. So I'm doing that this time. But I'll make sure to do that more in the future runs. So now I'm at 4 mods. Base mod, relic stats, highlight path, and permanent Niao. Permanent Niao being the only one that actually affects gameplay, arguably. It makes it so even if you die before getting to the Act 1 boss, you will receive real whale bonuses. And I just think it's silly, you know. Some percentage of runs are going to die in Act 1. There's no need to be, like, punished for that. The only, like, real decision I disagree with that the devs made, pretty much. But still debatably, you know, making the... Still debatably not okay if you're trying to be, like, quote-unquote competitive, but I think it's fine. And yeah, the run before this made it past Act 1 anyway, so wouldn't have mattered. So I'm at a shop. I have basically 648 gold for that membership card. But the shop isn't amazing. I'm considering what to remove here. 1,000 cuts unupgraded really could go. It's very hard to play, and especially now that I have Runic Pyramid, like this 2 energy unupgraded 1,000 cuts is disgusting. Truly. But if I can play it, at least it, you know, quote unquote exhausts. It's not a real card, so won't have to draw it again later. That's like the main reason that powers are keepable over stab or attacks. And I do have well-laid plans as well, which also is debatably useless, but again, any card, it's basically a slimed. And slimed is like better than attacks that are useless because you have to keep drawing them. For the same reason, you'll see some people not get rid of curses, like if you had the one that's ethereal, or if you had a blue candle or whatever. There's a footwork, it only costs 21 gold. It's not amazing with Wraith Form, but better than not buying it probably. And these Darklings don't fuck around. A double Piercing Whale. Perhaps foolishly, because they could all attack me, and in fact they do. Usually, if they all attack, you turn one, at least 2 of them buff, because they all have the chance to just buff. But here, they're hitting me for quite a lot. I think a lot of people probably would have just clicked Ghost in a Jar here, but it's only 48. So I'm living no matter what. And Ghost in a Jar is amazing against the heart. So I don't think I need it. If I need to Ghost in a Jar at some point in this act, I can do it later when it's actually threatening lethal damage to me. So I just take it. Can block for 22. Go down to 34. And now they start buffing. So I take this turn to get some cards out of my hand. I have double Piercing Whale now. It's Wraith Form. Wraith Form demands an upgrade, which is why I'm taking this path. Fastest Wraith Form upgrade. Always Wraith Form upgrade good. You can kind of think of it as becoming twice as good, because you sort of have to usually take your whole turn to play it, and then you can kind of think of it like after that you have 1 turn of intangibility or 2 turns of intangibility. So 2 is twice as good as 1. You have 2 turns instead of 1 to do whatever you want while you're intangible, basically. And yeah, these Darklings, you know, my main game plan is Catalyst. So these Darklings are actually a little bit spooky. Because you can only Catalyst once. And yeah, my deck really, like, other than the Wraith form, is not amazing. So I was mainly looking for, you know, Concentrate would have been amazing. More Catalysts would have been cool. But yeah, my deck's actually a bit awkward. My energy is non-existent pretty much. It's a bit clunky with the pyramid. And yeah, this would have killed me. You know, many players probably click this because there's this, you know, this feeling of like, oh, every floor needs to make me stronger. If I'm skipping this, then it's like bad or whatever, but that fight would have killed me. Unless I happen to draw Wraith like perfectly, maybe. But yeah. There's no need to be greedy, as it says. Now this fight could be spooky as well. I can't poison the Spheric Guardian quite yet. And somehow I'm taking 31 in this fight. That's incredibly rare. And I can't even block with Piercing Rail because Spheric Guardian has artifacts. So I do Bullet Time here, and that way I can play a billion cards. Die, unplayable because I will take damage from the Spiker. So I just discard it. And then here I make a small misplay. I forgot about Letter Opener. So it would have died anyway. Didn't need a Catalyst. Although I did need a Catalyst actually to actually proc Letter Opener. So never mind. I take back everything I said. I'm actually good at the game. Yeah, for example, if another thing had poison on it, would have been better to Catalyst that instead. I'm already full blocking, I realize, so I can just play whatever. Should have played Deadly Poison over that. I didn't wait to see what cards I drew with the Reflex. It's a tiny itty bitty mistake. There's a Fruit Juice. Sadly, you cannot just drink a Fruit Juice if you have 2 poisons or 2 potions. I decide Artifact Pot good enough. You can Artifact Potion the Wraith form debuff if that's ever relevant to you. And yeah, we go through the gauntlet here. So Giant Head could be a bit tough. I have a hard time applying enough poison for Catalyst to kill that fast. And also have a hard time getting through my whole deck. Little bit order lull. Could have played skills before doing the attacks. In reality, that little bit of attack damage is not going to make a difference. But it could. Get the Fumes in play. Shackles just to get it out of my hand. And there's the 1. So I discard the Ascender's Bane. A little bit unusual, but I'm about to Bullet Time. Probably. could have bullet timed, yeah. Probably should have indeed. But I wanted a little more juice on the poison before I catalyst. See, I'm watching this and I'm like, I really should have catalyst already. Probably. I was waiting for one more deadly, I guess. I think that's fine. It's just someone could math out, like, if it would it already be dead right now this turn if I had catalyst earlier. And yet again, I have the option to ghost in a jar, but no need. Yeah, piercing whale probably blocking for a bit more than survivor because of the breathe form. Maybe not though. It's fine. Take some damn. Yeah, my health is trending downwards. That's for sure. And I definitely, you know, I think I have this ghost in a jar, I have Wraith form. Yes, my health is going down a bit, but worst case scenario, I have to burn this ghost in a jar. I'm still fine. And I'm looking at my upgrades. I'm thinking energy upgrades. Because, as you can see, it's hard to play cards for me right now. Gamble is also a good upgrade because playing it, you know, only once in a fight is kind of rough. It's something I want to do multiple times for sure. With reflex and having like a bad hand. But much consideration. I don't remember what I upgrade. Looks like the gamble after all. I really don't know if that's right, to be honest. Could have been 1,000 cuts. Could have been adrenaline. Adrenaline only plays once, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, we go. Here we go again. Tools is also an energy upgrade because makes it cost 0 and just get it out of your hand. Good. Bullet time, arguably an energy upgrade, but it's already fine, like at 3. It's a little bit different of a situation. If you're playing bullet time, you're already playing your whole hand anyway. So here I remember it's tools. I do remember upgrading tools. Make it cost 0. Seems good. Flash Steel could have been Discovery as well. But Flash Steel is nice to help kill the little dudes. Okay, dash, and then Skewer. And I have 3 Piercing Whales, just in case. Considering the ghost in a jar, but just piercing whale instead. Take some damage. Again. No big deal. I want this for later. Yeah, I can rip some cards here. Very good. And then, yeah, I'm good. Got Piercing Whale in play, or got Wraith Form in play. Everything's fine. Then let the poison cook a little bit longer. And then get it low enough to die very soon. Dash kills, deadly poison kills. I have ink bottle, so should have charged it more here. Small misplay. I noticed it as well. Bird face turn is nice. I'm pretty low here, so happy about that. And grab and upgrade a crippling cloud, excuse me. And yeah, you might be thinking, oh my god, you're crazy for not resting, but again, I still have this ghost in a jar, and going into a shop. Toy Ornithopter, Eternal Feather, excuse me. That's pretty good. Toy Ornithopter, not amazing here. I'm pretty much like holding these potions, so it's just gonna gain me 10 at most. But Eternal Feather's cool. And another giant head. Kind of spooky. And it's hitting me. I almost played Apotheosis, then I realized it's hitting me. Then I consider gambling, and I'm like, wait, I have Apotheosis in my hand. It's really not even that good here, but it's like, whatever. Play all my powers to heal for as much as I can. Piercing Wail because it's the only block card in my hand. Could have kept that. It would have healed me for 2. And then Wraith Form's coming up, so this fight's fine. Considering bullet time is dead. But nah. And I should be charging Ink Bottle, but I'm not even thinking about Ink Bottle at this point. Also, I probably still had more powers to play, so I'm a little bit fatigued at this point, I will say. Take unupgraded Prepared, I think. Charges, or gives me 1 block because of After Image, gets a card out of my hand. Sadistic Nature, excuse me, heals me for 2 and costs 0. Take some damn. Yeah, at this point I'm all right. I'm just like, eventually I'll play Wraith Form. Fumes is great in this fight. Get those artifact charges off. Discard a Piercing Wail because they have artifacts, so can't quite play it yet. There's Wraith Form. Could have artifact potioned the Wraith Form debuff here. Ended up not being necessary, but something to consider. Yeah, like drawing a card with the Wraith or the Ink Bottle is like almost completely unimportant in this deck. It's just my hand is always full at all times. Deadly just to break the artifact. Get that poison cooking. Crippling Cloud, which also does 5 damage. And yeah, I'm just waiting for my Wraith Form to run out, so that I bullet time and play all of my cards. think the line there was discard dazed, then prepared, discard reflex. Could have just Survivor there instead of playing Piercing Wail, but they're both fine. I think Piercing was a little more important, so possibly a little bit wrong. And also Survivor is only going to get worse because I'm Dex minus each turn. Take a little bit of damage here, unfortunately. Only 3. Consider gambling. But that's bad. I have 2 Piercing Wails in my hand. Take 3 again. We're getting what's the word? Poked, I guess, by these guys. And when I saw Wokebird, I really thought I was dead here. This deck has like 8 powers in it or something, and very little damage. But this is kind of what I was talking about in the beginning, where I took a good line. Yeah, this Piercing Wail thing on the phase turn really keeps coming up for me. So yeah, when you, if Wokebird is dying, you apply. If Wokebird phase 1 is dying, you apply Piercing Wail. It will receive the debuff of -6 strength, and it will also receive the buff that says at the end of this turn, gain 6 strength. Then it will die, losing the buff that says at the end of this turn, gain 6 strength, and therefore the -6 strength will be permanent for the second phase. So that does come into play here. Very nice. But it also involves like holding Piercing Wail throughout the entire fight until that happens, right? And so I decide I will have to Catalyst in the first phase here. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And then have to find a way to kill the second phase. Because, yeah, this first phase is just, I need to, like, play my powers eventually. And, yeah. Gotta play Fumes. Fumes is too important. Don't have to play Well-Laid Plans, though, for example. Here's a very brutal 12x4. But we're living. Yeah, like, would have loved to hold all the Piercing Wails, or like 2 of them, so I could get them to 0 strength. But a little bit ambitious. And yeah, if I don't, or if I were to Wraith Form now, I would just die later. So once again, I must block 48 damage. And I barely get there. With the Blade Dance plus After Image, I get to block for 39. Go down to 2? Or no. Skewer for 1 block as well. Very good. And then here it's dying, so it's time to Piercing Welt. And then just set up my hand best I can for next turn. I want to be able to apply Weak. I don't play my powers yet, of course. And so now it has 4 strength instead of 10. And then it's time. So at this point, I have to play Wraith form and then kill it quickly. So, realize the line is basically to just keep playing Gamble over and over and drawing Deadly Poison as often as possible. So, just Deadly Gamble and then keep drawing Deadly over and over. And hope that I can kill it fast enough. And also play my attacks when applicable. And yeah, just pedal to the metal. Gotta kill it quick. And then worst case scenario, the turn after Wraith form runs out, I just play the Ghost in a Jar. True the Deadly again. But the Wraith form has run out. So we must kill. And I'm 1 turn short here, it looks like. Sometimes. There's a 10x3. So I discard Void because I have bullet time. Then I get to bullet time, play my entire hand, which blocks for enough. And didn't even need. I actually did get there that turn anyway, so I'm very, very happy with the way that fight went. I was fully expecting to die to that bird, but I was not ruined by Woke this time around. And bullet time has now earned my respect in this run. So I upgrade the bullet time just in case I need to do something first and then play it. On a turn with 3 energy, for example, I could the Survivor discarding to Reflex, and then draw 2 cards and then play bullet time. 1 gold off buying this Orrery. Very sad, very sad. So I remove a card. Thinking about Skewer here. But Skewer being playable for 0 in a pinch is actually quite good. I still feel like my biggest problem is like playing the cards in my hand. So I'm looking through this list and I'm like, I really don't know what to remove here. Pretty hard decision. I end up going with Blade Dance. Because Against the Heart doesn't do a lot. And if I don't have Intangible, it actually costs a lot of health to play Blade Dance. And you have to have the hand space for it. So if you have After Image in play even, and Beat of Death is going, then Blade Dance costs 4 to play. You'll take 2 for each card, or you'll take 1 for each card, because you have After Image. And then if Beat of Death is up to 3, then it costs 8 to play, which is brutal. So, don't really need it anymore, the Blade Dance. I think overall, totally fine choice to remove the Blade Dance there. Oh yeah, would have loved a burst, and perhaps that means I shouldn't have bought Eternal Feather, but that also means I probably would have died if I didn't buy Eternal Feather, because I was at 2 at the end of Act 3. So it all worked out. Here we are in Act 4. I am against the Act 4 Elite. Another fight where Piercing Wail is absolutely amazing. I leg sweep there to remove an artifact charge, and then this turn Piercing, or Noxious Fumes will remove a charge, so I can now Piercing Wail. And we're looking for Wraith Form, because on turn 3 the shield guy attacks for like 60 or whatever. So I'm thinking here about what to discard to get rid of that. And so I'm looking for a Wraith Form. In hindsight here, so I discard Bullet Time because I'm thinking I'm about to gamble for this Wraith Form. But then I realized that I have the option to draw a little bit, and like there was no need to discard Bullet Time there, because if I did draw a Wraith Form with Ink Bottle and Escape Plan, then I should have just Bullet Timed and played everything, or more cards, like Crippling Cloud, and meant to discard Burn there, but misclicked. Bit unfortunate. So take 2 more than I should have, or 1 more rather. I should have, or I should be fine though. I have Birdface Urn to heal. No way to actually block right now. Bit unlucky. And also can't kill that, because it has block. So I gamble. And I draw block cards. Take 1. Then, Wraith Form runs out, so I better kill that guy. And Ink Bottle does the thing. Or, letter opener. God, there's so many things in this game. Play Skewer to charge Ink Bottle 1 more. An Anchor and a Fairy in the bottle. So I discard Artifact Pot for it. Artifact Pot is very useful, but Fairy in a bottle is good. And I'm offered Apotheosis versus Panacea. I'm looking through my deck and I realized there aren't really any good upgrades that are super important. Fumes, Wraith Form already upgraded, Crippling Cloud already upgraded, Catalyst already upgraded. So I decided to go for the Panacea, which will basically replace the Artifact Pot and allow me to Wraith Form. And yeah, I actually hold the Panacea, even though the Heart applies Vulnerable and whatever to you on turn 1. Because I think potentially blocking the Dex minus is more important. So I get Vulnerable, Frail, Weakened, and the Heart attacks for 50. I will use my Ghost in a Jar here. You're only vulnerable at this point, so it's actually getting hit rather hard. Yeah, I think I played the Heart fight like perfectly this time around. I was definitely thinking with my noggin on this one. So I can Piercing Wail this turn. So I'm always playing Piercing Wail, and then just Wily Plants get out of my hand. And then I draw tools with the Ink Bottle. That was cool. Then this turn I'm drawing Wound and Void and Dazed. So I dash first, just in case. Don't want to take any damage I don't need to. And it was good, as I drew a Slimed. And so here, it is hitting for 3x15. Important note, it has Artifact now. It gives itself 2 artifacts. One of them was removed by Noxious Fumes. So I'm considering what to do now. I could go Piercing Wail, gamble Piercing Wail. And it's a little bit spooky to, you know, discard your Wraith form. But I think I do go ahead and do that. Worst case scenario, I don't even die next turn if I Piercing Wail, gamble Piercing Wail. And I say that, I mean, not even the Fairy in the Bottle breaks. It will not do enough damage to me next turn. So I think it's totally fine to do that. So thinking for a while here, like, do I discard this Wraith form? It's pretty spooky, but I think it's right. So I play Piercing Wail, I gamble, play the Slimed first. Probably should have been Fumes. Small misplay. Definitely should have been Fumes. Noxious Fumes is a Slimed that also poisons for 3 at the start of each turn. So, didn't play perfectly, after all. Now I play the Fumes. Deadly Poison instead of Survivor. Just the 35 is not that big of a deal here. And now the fight's over, basically. Should have played Dash first, took 1 extra for no reason. Another itty bitty mistake. There's another 4x15. This time the heart does not have artifact, so easy to just wail. I remember to block first this time. Very nice. Now the Beat of Death is at 3, so every card I play does 3 damage. But I have After Image in play, so really it only does 2 still. And then here, don't even need to Wraith form still. I can block for enough. I do play Deadly, or I don't. That's fine. Deadly Poison costs me 2 life, basically, and it's not. It's already dying in 3 turns, so no need to play it. And then now it's hitting for 38, and yet again I can block for enough. So I swag on the heart a little bit, and I don't even play Wraith form. Yeah, leg sweep and dash both block for enough to not even break Fairy in a Bottle here. And I pass. And we win. So that heart fight went very well. Glad to see that. Birdface earned healing for 58 in that very small amount of time. That's pretty incredible. So, hope you enjoyed that run. I thought overall it went pretty well. Deck wasn't too strong other than the Wraithform Plus, and we still got there. So that was, for me, very satisfying. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day.